There has been plenty of cut content from the Mass Effect games. They're usually cut out for one reason or another. It could be something as little as dialogue to whole storylines. I've already covered the Dark Energy ending and how that was scrapped, although that being cut out is completely understandable given the circumstances, but that did have me thinking, what else has been cut from the games? What else isn't mentioned in the games? Some obscure information is explained in the codex, but the rest is in the books or the comics. One of these cut aspects is the Terra Firma party. The party was in Mass Effect 1, but is nowhere to be seen in the next two games. I guess they served their purpose in the first game, and while they weren't physically in the latter two games, you can learn what happened to them in Mass Effect 2. We'll talk more about that later, but for now, let's get into the history of the Terra Firma party. The Terra Firma party is a human political party that was founded after the First Contact War. The party opposes humanity's growing integration into the galactic community. Some felt that humanity's individuality might become diluted or lost after too much integration into alien cultures. The overall belief is that humanity needs to stand alone if they are to remain strong, and that aliens can't be trusted. They cite Shang-Chi in the First Contact War as examples of why humans can't trust aliens, and mark Armistice Day for protests every year. Now you could call the party pro-human, their motives aren't particularly based in extremism. However, with these types of movements, they tend to attract more unsavory characters. In their case, xenophobes and radicals, and for the most part, the party does nothing about the comments made by those people, because they don't want to restrict their members' freedom of speech. I can only imagine what position humanity would be in following these guys seriously. Xenophobia exists in the universe, sure, but for the most part the races tolerate each other, mainly because they realize they can benefit from one another in a way they wouldn't alone. We all have to exist in this big and spacious galaxy somehow, right? Want to know what rocking the boat and tipping it over gets you? Ask the Krogan. The hammer comes down hard. The party was initially led by a woman named Inez Simmons, but she had to step down in 2173 due to a kickback scandal with Nashan Stellar Dynamics, a starship part manufacturer. Apparently the fallout from it was so severe that she had no choice but to resign. This is the company that also manufactured the T6 FBA couplings that you can hunt down for the Normies engineers Kid and Gabby in Mass Effect 2. So that's a cool piece of information. After Simmons stepped down, two candidates emerged to become the next party's leader. Charles Saraceno, who we met in Mass Effect 1, and Quad Minot. Minot was ahead in the polls when he mysteriously disappeared on the way to Shang-Chi for a political rally. No trace of his ship and crew were ever found, and since he was gone, Saraceno was elected a new party leader by default. So after knowing this, the question becomes, what happened to Minot? One word. Cerberus. You see, the Elusive Man had an interest in the Terra Firma party. Since Cerberus is a pro-human organization, having a connection to a pro-human party would be beneficial. The Elusive Man took an interest in Saraceno and wanted him to become the new leader of the party. For this to happen, Minot had to be eliminated. On his way to Shang-Chi, Minot was accompanied by his two bodyguards, Pel and Keo, and traveled in a private vessel piloted by a man named Paul Grayson. It turns out that Pel and Paul were Cerberus operatives, whose mission was to shadow Minot and wait for an opportunity to take him out. When Minot fell asleep on the way to Shang-Chi, the two put their plan into action. Grayson took care of Keo, while Pel snuck into Minot's cabin and killed him. The ship and the bodies of Keo and Minot were disposed of and never found. There were theories and rumors going around about how he disappeared, but nothing concrete to confirm any suspicions. This is an eerie example of the Elusive Man's power. He is able to plant people almost anywhere he wants to, and the target wouldn't be none the wiser until it was too late. That's the scariest thing about the Elusive Man. His reach is almost Shadow Broker-like. When you get to Mass Effect 1 in 2185, you get to meet Charles and his party. Saraceno is currently running for a political office in Alliance Parliament, is looking for our support, as having the first Human Spectre on your side would be invaluable. You can either support what he's saying or refuse, and even if you refuse, Saraceno will ask Shepard if they wouldn't mind making a statement for public support for his candidacy. Either way, Saraceno is grateful for Shepard's respect of the democratic process and returns to the protest. If Ashley is in your party, she will have some remarks of her own towards Saraceno. Not just her though. Everyone in your party has words for this guy. This is the last time that you'll see the party as they aren't in the latter two games, but you can learn of what became of them in Mass Effect 2 through a news report. This was cut from the original game, but it was restored in the Legendary Edition. If you supported the party, the reports will say that Charles Saraceno is pleased to see Terra Firma getting seats in the recent parliamentary elections. He promises continuing pro-human changes. But if you didn't support the party, the reports will say that Charles Saraceno, leader of the Terra Firma party and former Alliance Parliament candidate, has pled guilty to tax evasion. He is in custody pending sentencing. Damn, he got caught up just like the first leader. As you play through the series, you notice that some humans have anti-alien sentiments, usually lingering feelings resulting from the First Contact War and inexperience with other species, and through the party we get to see in a way an embodiment of those sentiments. I do wonder if Saraceno getting locked up meant the end of the party. There could have been another election, but this second scandal may have been the end of them. On the other hand, what if Saraceno ended up getting a seat in Parliament? The party better be on their best behavior because it's not going to be a good look for the Alliance if they're on the same kick, you feel me? Thank you for watching, guys. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
DJ Sonic Freak.